Guys, we are moving on and still using our algebraic expressions, but we're going to be actually evaluating them. The word evaluate means to find an answer, which all of you guys were wanting to do yesterday, and now you finally get to. Woohoo! So it's going to be an I do, we do, you do. I do the first one. We will do the second one. I'll have you pause it, and then I'll walk you through it. And then the you do part is going to be you trying it, and then you'll raise your hand to get a stamp from me. Okay, so let's start with the first one. It says I do, and it has x minus 9, and then it has this semicolon x equals 15. So basically what this is saying is before I just gave you a variable and I said we don't know what x is. It's unknown, I'm uncertain. Well, now I'm saying let's pretend it's 15. Okay, so what we're going to do is use this variable, the x equals 15, and plug it in for where x is. So instead of this saying x minus 9, we're going to say, oh, x is 15, so let's plug this into here. So instead, this would be equal to 15 minus 9, and now I just solve it. So what is 15 minus 9? Well, 15 minus 9 is 6. And there you go. I found an answer for when x was 15. And remember, these variables could be anything. I just said, okay, let's pretend that x equals 15. Okay? So here's your we do. I want you to pause this video, try this, and then come back to me and we'll talk about it. Okay, for this next one, it says n equals 8. So I'm going to plug in when n equals 8. I'm going to plug into my n here. So replace the n with an 8. So this would be 16 over 8. And 16 over 8 is the same thing as 16 divided by 8. So if I do 16 divided by 8, I should get 2. All right, and that's my evaluation for that one. Okay, here is your next one. Please pause the video. You try this, then raise your hand when you're done so you can get a nice little stamp from me. Alrighty, for this next one, it says 0.2t when, and the semicolon means like when, t is 1.6. So I'm going to plug in t as 1.6 into this t here. So this would really be like 0.2 times 1.6. Oh goody, we get to multiply decimals. Woohoo! All right, so we're going to take 1.6 and multiply this by 0.2. If I count the decimals and I scoop, I'm going to count 1, 2, so this is 2 decimals, so I have to scoop twice. All right, so going ahead and multiplying this, 2 times 6 is 12. I carry the 1. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. Drop a bob. I'm going to take 2. Oh, I don't need to drop a bob. What was I thinking? I'm done. 2 times 6, 2 times 1, and add the 1. And now I know that I need to scoop 2. So 1, 2. So this is 0.32 is your answer. Sorry about that confusion there. So I want you to go ahead. Oh, and look at this one. It says 6k when k is a third. So go ahead and try to plug that in, evaluate that expression, pause, and you try this one. You know, I really appreciate those of you because I can just tell right now that there's some of you who really paused the video and tried this one and tried to make it work. So thank you. You guys are rock stars. So when you set this up, I know that k equals a third. So I'm going to plug in 1/3 into here. So this would be like 6 times 1/3. And we're great at multiplying fractions. I just need to make this over 1, and then I could multiply straight. Now notice, I can cross simplify the 6 and the 3. So 6 is divisible by 3, that would become 2. 3 is divisible by 3, that's 1. And when I multiply straight, no skip dot flip because there's no division, we're just multiplying straight, I would get 2 over 1, and we know 2 over 1 is just 2. Pretty simple, huh? Not too bad. Okay, you get to try this bundle of joy right here, and then raise your hand when you're done, and you will get a stamp if you got it right. All right. So now that we're going on, we're going to go on to this problem right here. 4 times the quantity x minus 4. So again, it says that x equals 7. I'm going to plug in for x that it's 7, and I'm going to rewrite this. So guys, don't try to skip steps. Rewrite every step, because now we're getting into a little bit more complicated, a little bit more multi-step. So this would become 4 times 7 minus 4. Okay? Now remember PEMDAS, parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, add, subtract. I'm going to do the parentheses first. So 4 times what? 7 minus 4, 7, 6, 5. It's 3. Now I take 4 times 3 and I get 12. So you just evaluated that expression when I told you that x was 7. Again, I could tell you anything and you would just have to plug in and replace. So here, if x is 7, my answer is 12. Okay, remember when they're squished together, that was multiply, x equals 12. And guys, at any time, if I'm talking too fast or you're not sure, pause the video and ask me. I'm walking around the room for a reason. Ask me a question, okay? Okay, so for this next one, it says x squared minus x when x equals 9. So if it's x squared minus x when x equals 9, I'm going to take 9. Oh, dang. I was supposed to pause the video. You guys try this one. This is the we do part. Use this x equals 9 and plug it in and see if you can get something out of that. Okay, so I think a lot of you tried this. We're going to take 9, and we actually have to plug it in twice. So I'm going to have this rewritten, plug in 9 two different places because there's 2 different x's. So this would become 9 squared minus 9, okay? And now I just evaluate it like normal. So 9 squared is 81 minus 9. And then I'm actually going to just do, oh, don't forget, 9 squared is 9 times 9, not 9 times 2, okay? 9 times 9. So I get 81 minus 9. And then I'm going to do 81 minus 9. What is that? Dun, 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 dun. 72. Okay. You've got this last one. Plug in that n equals 5. Solve this. Pause your video, and then I will get back to you in a moment. So make sure you raise your hand and let me know that you're done with that problem so I can check it. Okay, hopefully that went well for you. We are now on to our challenge section. And the challenge section, you actually all do need to know this. So I'm going to go through the first one, and then I'm going to see which ones of you can actually go through and solve 8 and 9. So I'll do 7 with you, and then I want to see who can do, who are the brave, who are the mighty, who can do 8 and 9. So let's look here. This is evaluate each expression, and I'm going to say A equals 3, B equals 4, and C equals -6. I'm giving you a bunch of different things to plug in. So if we look here, A equals 3. That means every time I see an A, I'm going to plug in 3. Okay, so A equals 3, this would be 3. Remember, when they're squished together like that, that means that there's a multiply sign in here. Okay, now it says that B is 4. So every time I see a B, I'm going to plug in 4. So there would be a 4 here. It would be 3 times 4 minus whatever C is, and C is -6. So that means I'm going to plug in a -6. Now watch. -6. Okay? So at this point, I just start solving. 3 times 4 is 12 minus a -6. Okay, remember, if I see a minus and negative, I got to do keep, change, change. So this would become 12 plus +6, which would give me 18. Just a little review and refresher for you. All right, guys, I want you to try 8 and 9, see if you can meet the challenge, and I'll see which ones of you are my extra super awesome rock stars. Thanks, guys.